Hi there, everybody. My name is Dr. James Beamel, and I am an associate professor here in the Department of Public and Community Health, and just wanted to take a minute to welcome you to the CHES Prep course for this semester. Now, because this is a first block class, we're going to jump into things really fast, and so I wanted to take a minute to kind of go over the syllabus. On the first day, we're really not going to talk a whole lot about the syllabus, unfortunately, just because we really need to get into the material. We have about 7.5 weeks to cover the 7 areas of responsibility, and so we really need to jump into it on the first day. And so I want to take a chance to go over all of the stuff in the syllabus, just make sure everybody's up to date on what's going on. And then if you have any questions, you can bring those with you on the first day. So let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus. With the syllabus, as we go through here, of course, my contact information is up here at the top. And then as we scroll down, we'll scroll down through some of the stuff that we really don't need to review, like the description, objectives, things like that. But let's jump down here into the assignments. And so with the assignments, the first assignment, or one of the first assignments that you're going to do, is a self-assessment. It goes through here and explains exactly what you're going to do with the assessment. There's a little more information on Canvas. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to figure out where your strengths and weaknesses are in regards to the CHES material. So pay attention to this, take it seriously, really focus on assessing where you really are. That's going to give you a better idea of where you're going to actually need to focus your studying, because if you're really strong in one area, then you don't really need to focus as much for studying. You need to focus on the areas where you have those weaknesses. The second assignment that you're going to do is kind of based on the pre-test that you're going to take and those self-assessments. And that's basically the study or personal learning plan for the CHES exam. And so basically you're going to create a plan to do better on the post-test and the national exam. And even if you're not planning on taking the exam in October, or even planning on taking the exam at all, some people for some reason take this class and then don't plan on taking the test, you still are going to do a pre-test and a post-test, and that you're going to get that practice in. So you will do those, and so you will need that study plan so that you can at least do better on the post-test. Again, there's more information about this on Canvas too. There will be some other assignments. They're all listed in the course schedule, some recurring things as well. So that just falls under the other assignments category. In regards to quizzes, we're going to do quizzes basically where you're going to do the first one cold. So there's 2 quizzes per area. The first one you're going to do cold. You're going to do before you've done any studying whatsoever. And then the second one you're going to do after you've studied, after we've talked about the material and all that, and you'll see a drastic improvement. Now, the quizzes, there are no weekly deadlines. You're going to see in the course schedule that it's listed with dates. That's just kind of to keep you on track. The actual hard deadline is at the end of the semester. So if you get behind on quizzes or whatever, you can still make those up. That's not a big deal. Whereas with other assignments, there is a hard deadline and there's a late penalty and all that. So with the quizzes, take the first one cold, take the second one after we've talked about the material. If you get a little behind, that's okay, you can make them up. But there is that hard deadline at the very end of the semester for all of the quizzes. And then after that, talking about late work, again, depending on the assignment, some assignments can't be submitted late. You just got to look at those assignment policies. In regards to the exams, again, you're going to do the pre-test. The pre-test is not graded. Not gonna let that hurt your grade, but the pre-test is going to give you, again, a good idea of what you need to study, and then the post-test is graded. So you want to make sure you're doing your best for that one. And that's it for exams. So you've got the quizzes throughout the semester, pre-test at the very beginning, post-test at the very end. In regards to the study groups, I'm going to try to set up some study groups, again, with this being a really crunched semester. I'm going to try to do that fairly early and get you into groups based on your availability, and that way you can get together on your own when you're available to be able to talk about the material. Attendance, basic attendance policy. If you miss a couple of classes, especially with the night class, you miss a couple of classes, can severely hurt your grade. So if you miss one night class, just because again it's such a crunch, if you miss one night class unexcused, okay, it's completely unexcused. There's no, I wasn't given any reason why you were gone or anything like that. That will drop your grade, a full letter grade, so like A to a B automatically. If you miss two night classes unexcused, you automatically fail the course. We're only meeting 7.5 weeks, so that's only 15 meetings. If you miss one or then two classes in a semester, that's 2 out of 15 classes, 2/15ths of the semester. That's quite a bit. So you got to make sure that you're there. If you're not, I need to know why, so that I can hopefully excuse the absence. In regards to extra credit, yeah, there's 5 extra credit points available. You can bring in a daily or a current news article related to health promotion, health education, community health, and that, share it with the class. Or there are other things I might announce during the semester. It could count for 5 extra credit points as well. But I'll talk about those as we go through the semester. Basic grading breakdown on there. I'm not going to go over that. Disabilities, religious accommodations, wellness resources, all on there. Student responsibilities, cheating and plagiarism. Honestly, you know what? If you cheat in this class, and frankly any other class, you're really only hurting yourself. You'd hurt your chances of doing well on the exam. So, of course, I'm going to recommend you don't cheat. If you're caught cheating, there are some consequences, and those are outlined here in this section. Scrolling down, course policies. Again, it's a fast-paced course, especially this semester with it only being the first 7.5 weeks. So make sure that you're committed to doing this. If I do make any minor changes to the syllabus, I'll let you know. If something comes up with your schedule or your work, your family, stuff like that, let me know early on so it doesn't hurt your grade. Again, basic things here. Laptops, you can definitely have them in class. That's fine as long as they're not a distraction. Let's see. Post-tests, there's a certain time frame for post-tests. You can only take it after we've talked about the 7th area and then before the end of the semester. So it's a really, really tight crunch there. But make sure you pay attention to those dates. Withdrawal policies and other policies, I'm not going to go over those, but the very last part of the syllabus is the course schedule. And so with this, it's pretty straightforward. For example, the first week, we are going to do a little bit of course intro on our first day. And then we'll talk about registering and preparing for the CHES exam, which, by the way, you should already be looking at registering for the exam because of the due dates. You want to get in there earlier. And then we'll get into Chapter 1, which is Area of Responsibility 1. We're going to jump right into this stuff. But here's the deal. Because this is a short semester, because it's only a half semester long, it's a first block class, there are due dates the very first week of class. So the self-assessment, the pre-test, the study plan, all of that is due that first week. So you got to pay attention to that. Quizzes, first week. There's a study habits discussion on there, first week. So all of this is outlined, of course, on Canvas in the modules, but you got to pay attention to those due dates because really those are really important, and they're going to come up really fast. They're going to sneak up really fast on you. Then as you scroll through, you're going to get into some of the other assignments. Again, these are all outlined in the in the Canvas page, and so hopefully they'll make sense when you go in and look at those due dates and that. Again, pay attention to the exam due dates, the registration deadlines. I'm recording this for fall of 2018, but those deadlines are fairly similar, should be fairly similar for 2019 and 2020 and that. So just pay attention to those, and ncheck.org/CHES that's going to be the best website to go to for information on registration. And that's basically it for the syllabus. So after you've looked at the syllabus, let me also just mention the Canvas part of this real quick. So when you log into Canvas, you go into the course. This is the first box that's going to pop up. This course orientation box is going to be listed. It's going to have the syllabus, my information. It's also going to have some notes that we've compiled from focus groups who have taken the CHES exam, some little tidbits of wisdom, some things to keep in mind. You'll want to read over that. Program planning textbook information. The only reason that's listed on there is because a lot of the CHES competencies focus on program planning, assess, plan, implement, and evaluate. And so there's a lot of information that you could actually refer back to that program planning textbook to review. So that's on there. Registering and preparing for the CHES exam, that's the PowerPoint I'm going to use in class on the first day. So you want to have access to that. And then the CHES glossary, this is actually an interesting document. Dr. Brown actually had one of her CHES prep classes break up into groups, and each one took an area, and then they listed out all the major terms and the definitions and things like that, the important information that you want to focus on. So that document is on there as well. Then you get into Module 1, and Module 1 is going to be listed very similarly to the class schedule that I showed you on that last page of the syllabus. It's going to have an overview, and then it's going to get into the assignments, the self-assessment, pre-test, study plan. Just go through this in order. Just go down through this in order, and then I'll always list the PowerPoint slides on there as well for that area. And then you just basically scroll down through. It's pretty straightforward. Hopefully it's not confusing, but if you have any questions, I can definitely try to help you out with that. So having said that, I recommend you get into Canvas, finish going through the course orientation information so you know what's going on, and then jump into Module 1, and you're going to need to do that for the first week of class. So make sure you do that. And like I said, if you have any questions, bring them with you on the first day of class. Other than that, welcome to the CHES prep class, and I'll see you on the first day.